Hello and welcome back to Suspended Foundation. I am your host, Dennis Batholkas, and this is Future Man, Season 2, Episode 11, Dia de los Robots. And forgive me here, I've got to readjust my microphone just a little bit. And that isn't a euphemism for anything, just I am readjusting my microphone here on the fly because everything is falling apart as usual. So that's what I love about this. Always has to do this while I get on camera, not beforehand. So perfect. There we go. All right. And let me get the chat up there too so I can actually see what's going on. So hey, everybody in the chat, Slurmy and Movie Fanobi. Yes, I know it's echoing again. I don't know what's going on with it. It won't move back any further. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, this thing is just fighting me left and right. There we go. I think that's a little bit better now. Of course, it's really far the hell away from me. Yeah, one of these days I'll figure it out. But for right now, there we go. I think that's actually working a lot bit better. So, hey, Morks, how's it going? I think... there we go. That takes care of that. And yes, I saw that Viking Mitch is under the weather. So there we go. Well, yeah, I got to, put it into submission here. This mic does not want to move, this mic stand. So before I start, if I can get around that microphone without knocking it out of place. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the shit out of it. If you haven't seen the episode, go and watch the episode. Come on back. And you can comment. This will be a video you can comment back in the comment section down below. And yeah, it is getting a little echoey still, but there we go. I think that is out of range. Thank you, Mr. Microphone. Jeez. Comedy errors, I swear. So yeah, there's a lot of things that were preventing me from getting on earlier today. So that was one of them, was the microphone. So let's get started, huh? How's that sound? Sound a lot better? Yes, it does. I can actually hear myself and it sounds a lot better. There we go. All right. Yeah, there we go. So Tiger, of course, wakes up after being knocked out by Achilles, and Stu tells her that Wolf and Josh also turned on her. And that Tyann was the one that turned on him and was the one that knocked her out. Tiger starts speaking Spanish, only Spanish. And Stu tells her that, yeah, basically she was lazy. She went to go study school abroad, which gives us an indication that these Mons cities, if you will, are all over the world. And that he actually invented this compound that when injected will give you... whatever language it is that you want, kind of like a virus in a way. And that's all you'll speak for a couple of hours. And then once it wears off a little bit, you'll be fluent in it still. But, you'll be stuck speaking that language for the first couple of hours. So she gave her a high dose of it. And I love it. Excuse me, I got an ice cube in my mouth. Drinking a little iced tea there. And yeah. So yeah, I love that whole thing where she's only talking in Spanish. They're having subtitles and she's calling them cat fuckers and all this kind of stuff and all in Spanish. And of course it's in a high Castilian dialect of Spanish because she was going to Spain at the time. And that was one of the things. And Tiger's basically ready. She's ready to leave her body, go to Mars and leave all this shit behind. So, and that's where we're at. So we have Achilles with Wolf and Josh, and they're in their whatever bunker, and she's telling them that they're going to need to, in order for Josh, in order to get in and to Mars, he's going to have to get past the guards, past the facial recognition scanners, and be uploaded. No small task. And Josh is like, that's easy. He goes, those wrinkles ironed out like a piece of silk. And she says, "You obviously are really bad at metaphors because silk, ironing silk would just destroy it." And just don't worry about it. I can do this. And she's like, "All right, sure." And in the meantime, Wolf is going to try and get the Nag to stop their attack on the Mons, because now with what happened with Achilles going in and attacking Tiger and of course Stu as well, it basically negated the treaty that they had going on. So the Nag is getting ready for war against the Mons, and of course they don't realize that there's killer robots that are going to come in and just kill them all. So bad situation there at this point. And Wolf says he can take care of it. He can go in and stop those people. And she goes, "I don't know." She goes, they kill at the drop of a hat. Yeah, I love the plan. Yeah, there's a plan to rescue Jesus. And Josh is like, no, it's just Josh now, not Jesus. Jesus is somebody else. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So, excuse me. So Tiger is getting dressed up. She's all really nice and dressed up in these flowing gowns and looks like something from Mars, if you will. I'm kind of wondering if that was their nod to Edgar Rice Burroughs, Mars stuff there. I think that's what it was, with the whole headdress and the gown that she was wearing and everything else. So I think that was our little sci-fi play on this one. And she's talking to Stu's therapist, which is really just Stu. It's a portion of Stu. And seeing if she has any misgivings about uploading herself to Mars. And she's like, nope, no misgivings whatsoever. And she's putting on this little neck brace thing, which is where the needle's going to go in. And she goes, "So this is where the needle goes, right through here." She goes, "Well, we don't call it a needle. It's the input port." And she goes, "You can call it stabby death thing, and I'm fine with it." She goes, "Especially if you get the needle in the right spot. She goes, you make blood come out of all the orifice all at once." And so she goes, "But I do have one question. What happens to the bodies afterwards?" She goes, and basically her therapist says, well, they're tastefully incinerated. Oh, good, because, mass graves, the problem with mass graves is that the bodies, come up, they find their way to the top, to the surface, no matter how deep you dig, which is very disconcerting that Tiger actually knows this. What well-tended fingernails? Sorry, got distracted. I don't know who you're talking about, because that's certainly not me. But so Wolf gets over to the Nag, and who is taken over? But it is Pump. And Pump has driven everybody into a frenzy, and Wolf/Torque reveals himself and basically says, "You know what are you doing up there?" is what he tells Pump. And Pump, says to basically arrest him at this point, because he's a face pirate. So yes, Wolf/Torque is a face pirate. Crank the wheel, yes. So this one was going back and forth. It wasn't the best of episodes, but it was something that kind of got the story moving along a bit. And we see the Bonds people, of course, lining up, getting ready to enter the Mars. We've got about 17 minutes left, 18 minutes left, and Josh, he's sneaking behind the huts. He's avoiding all the cameras and everything, and Achilles, or Tyann, is actually guiding him past all the cameras. And she goes, "Okay, this is about as far as we can go. Do your thing." And he pulls out a piece of one of those big nuts, and he's like, "All right." And he's psyching himself up, and he eats it, which of course we know he's allergic to it. And that is his big plan to get past the facial recognition, is to swell up. We've seen him swell up before, which I thought was pretty damn funny. But Wolf gets end up putting on what's called the Justice Wheel, which is a giant wheel, and he gets cranked around in circles for all of his crimes. There's certain revolutions that he has to go through for all of his crimes that he's done. Joosh, exactly. So Stu ends up greeting all the Mons dwellers. He's outside as a giant hologram and telling them that they're going to come in pretty soon, and Josh ends up pushing his way through the crowd, getting up to the front, and tells the guards at the front that it's a medical emergency. They see his swelled up face, so they kind of wave him through. So he gets past the first round of guards, and then he kind of pushes his way in, and we see Tiger kind of walking through the crowd down below and just kind of greeting everybody. She's like, yeah, she knows they're all going to die. They don't know this, and she's just kind of having fun with it at this point. In the meantime, Wolf is on the wheel, and he has to be turned right side up. He's upside down at this point, and Pump allows him to get turned sideways. And he ends up telling all the people that Torque is dead, but that they're all in danger. That the danger is, of course, from Stu and from the Mons, and that there's killer robots that are going to go out there and kill them all. And they all start laughing because they don't believe him, because, of course, he's a face pirate. So Tiger, she's walking through this crowd of people, and she's, kind of laughing or whatnot. She thinks she sees sees Josh, but she's like, nah, that can't be him. And just keeps on going. And Stu is talking in the background about how there's going to be taco bars on the spaceships and all this stuff. And he introduces Tiger to everyone as his girlfriend, of course, at this point. Yeah. You both can't spell bulge. I don't even want to know what the hell that was. Yeah, I'll get to you guys in the chat in a minute. So who knows? I might have to take away a wrench here soon. Who knows? So we have, of course, Wolf telling the Nag that their sticks won't do any good against the robots. Neither will their little garbage pail shields and all that kind of stuff. And just to let Torque's rebels fight it out. That they already have a plan in place, let them go through with their plan and let it happen. And they're like, nope, we're going to go through. We're going to, bring the fight to them. We're going to destroy technology and all this stuff. And at this point, Wolf's cluster speaks up and they're like, I'm with Torque. And they all come up and say that they're with him. And of course, Pump says, well, I'm with Pump and fuck you is what he says. And so, of course, they're a little bit on the screwed side at this point. So Josh's swollen face actually works and gets him past the facial recognition scanner. And he gets inside. And he ends up going up to the front of the line and trying to go past Jimmy McGurkin. And Jimmy McGurkin is not going to have it. He's like, nope, I'm the first person on Mars. I'm going to be, it's me and not you. Because I'm going up first, and Stu sees them kind of arguing up in front. And finally, Josh is like, fuck it, whatever. Go ahead and die, you idiot, and lets him go. Yeah, 6 fingers make the hands stronger, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, there we go. So Jimmy goes in, and we see that Stu is a little curious about who this person is who's arguing with Jimmy McGurkin, and decides to look into things a little bit, which isn't a good thing. So we see Jimmy get uploaded. He gets first, they put a little gas on him to kind of make him compliant. And then the robot, of course, the voiceover tells him what Mars really is, that it's, the upload simulator. Because it's the what now? And then he gets uploaded to the system and he's gone and his body gets dumped into an incinerator. And that's it. Chris Tucker Jr., is that what you said? There, Movie Finobi. Yeah. So poor Jim McGurkin wasn't long for this world, and he's now part of the Mars. So Stu realizes he actually adjusts the swollen face of Josh in his computer program there, and sees that it's actually Josh, and goes, "What the hell are they doing? Josh isn't a problem at this point. Why do they want to upload him so badly?" And he starts searching through all his files and realizes that he's scared of him. And that's where his glitch is. Josh is his glitch. His humanity is his glitch. And that's all he's got to do is he has to patch that, get rid of his humanity, and that's it. And he tells, Tiger that's his glitch, and that he's going to go offline for a couple of seconds, reboot, and come back, and everything will be fine. And he says, but the funny thing is, I'm going to let Josh upload himself anyway. He goes, that way I can torture him for all of eternity. We can torture him as much as we want for all of eternity. And as he says, Dante hasn't even, is Dave and Buster's compared to what I've got in store for him. And that's when Tiger realized, she goes, wait a minute. I thought I had control of that world that I was in. He goes, no. He goes, I have control of the entire thing. He goes, you think I'm going to let these people, run around free? He goes, they need to be ruled. And that's when she realizes that he's just another dictator at this point. Emphasis on the dick. Yeah. So, yeah, he ends up rebooting himself just as Josh goes and sits in the upload chair. And so everything goes down. And Tiger ends up jumping down below, and she forces open the door, gets inside just as Stu reboots himself. And of course, he looks a little bit different because he's now missing his humanity and has his hair slicked back and all that stuff. Because that's what evil people look like when you have your humanity stripped away. Is you have your hair slicked back. So she pulls Josh out of the chair just before he's going to get injected, and pulls him out of the room. And as she's leaving the room, she's telling everyone that Mars is a lie and that they're all going to die if they go into the room. And of course, Stu at this point is pretty pissed off, and he just kind of loses it. And he basically says, fuck you, fuck humanity, release the killbots. And he releases all the killbots. And we see, of course, Achilles in the pointed circle going, oh no, this is going to be really bad. They're down below. We see the Nag at this point has also come up over the ridge. They're coming up on the Mons. And they were kind of laughing that there are no robots. And then the robots get released. And they're like, oh shit, they do have robots. And that's where we leave off. So, like I said, not the best of episodes, but it was serviceable. It was something that got the story along. And of course, we're going into the last two episodes, 12 and 13. And that's where everything kind of pays off here for this season, which I thought was pretty good. Yes, but Torkin Wolf saves his cluster. Yes, eventually, maybe. Who knows? We don't know for sure. Slurmy Scott says The Eternal Punishment by Computer was a short story by Harlan Ellison. I have no mouth and I must scream. Yes, I do remember that short story. That was pretty messed up. Harlan Ellison's one of my favorite writers, by the way, Slurmy. So he was a very curmudgeonly man, but he was a very even-handed person as well. He wouldn't just troll people if there wasn't a reason for it. And also if there are people that were in trouble, especially the copyright infringements and things like that, and you asked for his help, he would actually help you, which was kind of interesting because he had copyright infringements all the time against him. The most famous one being The Terminator by James Cameron. That's why Harlan Ellison, if you look in the credits, Harlan Ellison is credited for that one. Cameron was kind of a dick. Very famous about this one was that he was going around set while he was making The Terminator laughing about how he had stolen this story, pretty much, in that he had used it from Harlan Ellison's work. And Ellison sued the shit out of him. And all he really wanted was he just wanted the credit. He didn't want the money, which I thought was, pretty awesome. He was a dick about it, but sure. Yes, the very same James Cameron, Slurmy Scott, the creator, the discoverer of Cameronium. Yes, what makes time travel possible, or it was until the time travel device was destroyed in this timeline. Or was it? We don't know for sure. Yeah, Jimmy is ashes now, Slurmy Scott says. He was. Yeah. Was that Chris Tucker Jr.? No, I don't think Jimmy McGurkin was Chris Tucker Jr. Just kind of joking around there. I actually need to now take a look at who that person is when we get done here. So let's see what we got here in the chat. You guys are talking about bulges. That yes, the suit did not fit in the crotch all that well for Josh because of the Franken penis, as he calls it. Yes. I love they only speak Spanish on full moons. I only speak Spanish on full moons. Oh, got it. Got it. But he sounds like early Chris Tucker. Oh, got it. So let me take care of a little bit of business. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. If you don't like what you see here, hit the dislike button. I just ask that down inside the comments, you leave some constructive criticism, not just you suck. asshole, blah, 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 because I'm just going to delete those ones anyway. And, laugh about it. That's all. If you want to see when I'm going to be on live next, hit the little bell. If you've already hit the bell, don't hit it again because it'll uncheck it. Supposedly, what that does is YouTube will give you an announcement, letting you know when I'm going to be on live next when I set up these live chats. And there you go. You're going to see, if you're still on the fence, you're going to see some videos up here near the end of this video that it's going to cull the best video that meets the algorithms of what you've been watching. It's going to pop up one video up in here. And if you like what you see, then you can hit the subscribe button. That's going to be over on this side here. Again, that's going to be at the end of this video here. And you can find out my schedule. It's up on suspendedfanimation.com. It's also up on Facebook. I have a Facebook page for Suspended Fanimation, and I have a Twitter, and I have an Instagram. Just look up Suspended Fanimation for all of those. It's all there. With that said, tomorrow night is an empty spot at the moment. And so I'm going to be off on Tuesdays. Wednesday night is going to be the finale for Deadly Class, season finale. And Thursday night is going to be Gotham. Friday night is the ever popular Doom Patrol. Saturdays is Saturday Morning Blast Off. And that is where I take the genre news of the week and pretty much anything genre related stuff that you guys want to talk about. And, we basically have a good old time on Saturday mornings. So that's always good. And Sundays, of course, is a blank spot at the moment. So I'm adding stuff as we go along here. Next Wednesday, of course, is going to be Happy Season 2 that starts up. And I don't know what I'm doing as of yet Tuesday nights. Again, I might do Legends of Tomorrow. So I'm thinking on Tuesday nights. What was that? 200 subs coming? Yes. That's right. I have 182 subs at the moment. Thank you very much, everyone who subbed in. And again, let me know what you're interested in. I take it in consideration. I take a look and see. Again, I like putting out there what I like watching too. If it doesn't spark my interest, you guys can tell. I mean, I am fairly transparent about this. I am going to, of course, if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to cover it. I'm not one of those people that just hate watches things. It's not worth it. Yes, I know I'm a little bit on the red side. I was outside today and the sun is finally out and I forgot my sunscreen. That's what ends up happening. Sometimes I work outside for my job. And how festive is my shirt? Yes, it's, we're up in the 80s now, which is, and feel the hate flowing through you. Only for certain things like Grand Canyon, and not the monument or not the site Grand Canyon, but the movie Grand Canyon from Lawrence Kasdan. Because good God, that was a horrible movie. But don't get me started on that one. There you go. And Stars. Well, Stars is dead to me. I don't consider Stars being existing anymore in existence. Unfortunately. So triggered. I trigger myself every time. That's what happens, Mufanabi. You know that. Sorby Scott says, sad to say that rant is lost to us. It is Dennis at his best. Yeah, that was actually a really good rant, I have to admit. Every now and then I will go on a good rant. I know that. I can honestly say that Grand Canyon one doesn't even touch like one of my better rants. My better rants, all the words start running together. And I mean, it is, even I lose track of what I'm saying. And, but it all makes, logical sense, which is the scary thing about it. But you probably won't see any of that here on this channel. That's all I can say. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? So, I'm going to grab a little bit. Excuse me. The cough is still a little bit there, but It's hanging on by a thread, by fingernails. And you guys, you know what I like about this too is that now that I can hear myself, I can't even hear my fan that's going on over here. And it's going on full blast in nothing, which is awesome. So, with that said, hit the like button or the dislike button, like I said, either one. If you're still on the fence, take a look at the videos up here. Hit the subscribe button over here if you like what you see. Other than that, I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. Thank you for joining me, Slurmy Scott, Movie Finopi, and Morks. And of course, thank you, Viking Bitch, for stopping by and dropping off a like. Hope you feel better. And with that said, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may have to be saved from being uploaded to the Mars. Good night, everybody.